Hi, my name is David, and I'm going to walk you through how I solved the CSWA practice problem 7.9. So to start, I'm going to draw this circle here with diameter 55 and this circle with diameter 30 and extrude up that cylindrical shell. And then there's a hollowed out part of it, so I'm going to do that extruded cut next. Okay. So looking at our planes, we'll work on the top plane and create that 55 diameter circle as well as the 30 diameter circle. There we go. We'll extrude that up, and it looks like we're going to go up to 30 minus 6. I'll show that to you in a second here. So we're going to go up 30 is the distance from the bottom up to the top, but we're going to handle these little parts separately. We're going to extrude up these little shapes. So the top for our purposes here is going to be the top right here of this surface. So that's going to be the full height of 30, but then minus this 6 right here. All right. So now we're going to hollow out the cylinder. So again, we'll start in the top plane, and we'll create a circle with diameter 47, and then hit the S key, extruded cut. We're going to go up. It looks like, here, let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to go, the height here from top to bottom is going to be 30, but then we're going to back it up 6, and then it looks like the distance from here to here is 5. If we shifted that up, it would be 5 from here down to the top of that hollowed out cylinder. So we're basically going to go 30, but then back it up a distance of 11. So 30 minus 11. 30 minus 11, and that gives us the hollowed out part underneath. All right, so now let's focus on creating these shapes here. So I'm going to draw one of these. The other one will be mirrored. And I'm going to draw the circle as well. So one of the things that we're going to need is to have some kind of symmetry for that sketch. So we're going to draw a center line going down here. And then I'm also going to draw a center line over here just so that we can put this dimension of 37 in directly, because we can do that mirroring across the center line. We're not actually going to mirror the sketch, but we're going to create the mirrored version of the dimension. Let's get started with that. So we'll work in this top face, create a couple of center lines, one going off in this direction, and then one going down. All right, and then we'll start drawing, let's draw the circle first, just so that we have that locked in. That one has diameter 5. And it looks like the distance from this circle across the center line is 37. So see how we get that dimension that is shown in the picture? That's 37. So that locks in the circle. And now let's go ahead and draw the rest of that shape. So we're going to be starting on the outer circle, moving up somewhere around here, out and in to change to an arc, then along this line until we get to here, and that's where we're going to end it. We'll create this arc separately, so we can hit S, go to the arc tool, select these endpoints, and we can either lock it in like this, or we can type in the 55 diameter but divided by 2, since arcs take radii as inputs. Or another way we could do that is to lock this arc onto this circle is to make the center point of this arc and the center point of the circle coincident. So actually just make it coincident to the origin, and that should lock it in. All right, so a couple things about this shape. One thing is we want to make sure these are tangents. That's looking good. Sometimes they're not. We also want to set the angle between these two lines to 100 degrees. And we want, if we look at the picture, it looks like this arc is tangent to the inner circle. So this arc right here is tangent to the inner circle. It's kind of an assumption, but that's one we're going to use. And also the center of this circle we're going to assume is the same as the center of this arc. There's only really one plus symbol here for this example. Same thing down here, just one plus for both the circle and the arc. And so we're going to align those together. All right, so we say we're going to make this arc tangent to this circle. And then also this arc, the center point, we're going to make coincident to this center point here. And I can hit Alt-D to do that. Okay, there's just one more thing that can be modified, which is the fact that we're not getting the symmetry here. And that's what this center line is going to help us achieve, is the symmetry. So these lines should be symmetric about the center line. So if I shift-click all three of them, we can make them symmetric, and about the center line. And there we have a fully defined sketch. Okay, so we're going to extrude that up. And we don't need the circle, so that's good that it's hollowed out. Let's see how far we need to extrude. So it looks like from this top part right here, we're going to extrude up 6. There we go. Now, one thing is that we do want this circle to go all the way through. That's what it is in the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the sketch and then hit the S key and do an extruded cut. Now, in terms of the selected contours, we're going to have to delete out the sketch. There might be a better way to do this, but we can delete the sketch as the selected contour. So that way we have access to selecting the individual ones, like this one right here. And we want to basically cut this out all the way. But if we want to get an exact measurement of how far to cut, then it looks like we're going to be going from here to here extra, because we already have this cut, because it was didn't even exist. It was just a hole there. And so now we want to cut this part out right here. And that has a height of 5. So we can write 5 right here. And that should go all the way through, and it looks like it is. You can see the other side there. See the shadows down there. Okay, now one thing is there's a chamfer here as well as these other ones. And usually people wait to put the chamfers and fillets at the end. At least that's the advice I've heard, and it seems to be good advice. But in this particular case, because we're slicing away a little part, we're also slicing a part of that chamfer as well. You can kind of tell it's sliced away. So here I'm going to put the chamfer in, then do this little slice, and then create this hole. And then mirror all of that about a plane to get the other one. All right, so chamfer, it's 1 millimeter, and we're just going to do this contour right here. There we go. So now when we do that vertical slice, it's going to slice away some of the chamfer. Okay, so let's create that vertical slice. We'll start a sketch on this surface and create a line from here to here. We got to make sure it's horizontal and coincident to the outer circle. So that line is the part that we're going to cut away. And the dimension for that line is 10. It's 10 wide. We can see that right here. That little slice part is 10 wide. And in a moment we're going to have to say it's 12 deep. That's the cut we're going to make. Okay, now one thing is a lot of times you just use a line and carve off a part of a solid, but in this particular case, I think it's because the line is not on a surface. See, it's kind of like floating right there. Oops, switch over to my other view here. So see how the line is kind of floating right here? So I think that makes it so that it can't do the cut. So what we can do is use either a thin feature, which will then take that line and kind of like move it out in this direction as much as you want, so like 10 millimeters, for example. And that should work. Or you can create a shape, like a closed contour with that line, and just make sure that, and then you can extrude cut that with that region. Just making sure that that little closed contour is going to cut away all of the parts of the cylindrical shell that you need to. Okay, so we said we're going to need to do a 12 millimeter cut going down. So there we go. We shaved off 12 millimeters of that. Okay, let's then create the circle. I'll go ahead and put a center line going up, and we'll create a circle with diameter 4. There we go. Okay, and let's see, there's a picture right here. Here we go. Here's the circle cut in. So it looks like from the center of the circle down to right here, which is the bottom of this this cutaway, it looks like that distance right there is 5. So let's dimension that in. So from the center of the circle down to the bottom of the cutaway is 5. So that locks in the circle. Now we can cut inward, and we're going to be cutting in, it looks like, also 5. All right, so we've got this completely done. So let's go ahead and select all of those parts that all the features that were used to create that part, and also this cutaway and this hole here. So if we select all those features and then mirror about, and here I'm going to hit Q to activate the planes, mirror about the front plane, then it copies everything over to the other side. Okay, so we're almost there. One last thing is to finish off with the other chamfers. We should already be set to 1 millimeter because we already assigned it for that. And so we have 1, 2, and then 3 contours to select. All right. If we check the volume, we've got 21908. 21908. 21908 cubic millimeters. Right on target. Well, I hope this video was helpful. Take care and keep studying.